But let's start with Paul Pogba. Some interesting comments made by interim manager Ralf Rangnick, who said that Pogba will be determined to return to form for Manchester United, even if his motivation is to earn a new deal elsewhere.
Yes, of course. I also played Nemanja Matic now in the last games, and he's also his contract is also expiring. By the way, my contract as a manager is also expiring in the summer. So for us, we have the same goal, we have the same ambition to be as successful as we can possibly be in the next 3 or 4 months. So for me, it's not a question if a player has an expiring contract. The question is, how much does he still wants to be part of this group? How much does he still feel emotionally and physically on board? And as long as this is the case, why shouldn't the Paul Pogba now, after 2.5 months of injury, being fully fit again now? And he also wants to show up. He wants to show the fans of Manchester United, the board, the whole world, what kind of player he can be. And even if it's for only to showing up for a new contract elsewhere, I mean, he will be highly motivated to do that. And why shouldn't I then not play him? But as I said, there is a difference of how do players deal with their current situation? How do they handle that? And if they handle that in a professional way, in an ambitious way, of course I can and will play players, although they have a contract expiring in the summer.
Yeah, so, I mean, as Rangnick said, Pogba's United contract expiring this summer. He's not been offered a new deal since last summer, still deciding whether to extend his stay at United. Pogba, of course, returning to training this week after injury. It seems to be one that just rumbles on and on and on. But Rangnick, I mean, it's really, I don't know what another word is to describe it. It's really interesting. I was going to say honest, but I'm not sure that is the word.
It is the word, I think that it's just very clear. You know, I think the conversations that he's having with the press is the conversations that he's having with the players. You know, we need to talk about Martial as well, but with Paul Pogba, I think that's just interesting hearing him say that. They're out there to the press. I wouldn't say he's not worth keeping, but players need to want to stay and play with the club. So that tells us many things, doesn't it? But it lies with Paul Pogba at the moment, and it's been a saga that's been ongoing for quite some time. A 6-year deal, which was worth 89 million at the time, is up in the summer. He could be leaving on a free, but Rangnick's exactly saying there, well, he's still here and he still has the chance to prove himself. Now, cast your mind back to the first game of the season against Leeds. 4 assists from Paul Pogba. I remember watching the game thinking, oh my goodness, Manchester United are winning the league. At this point, Ronaldo wasn't even there. And then it just quickly went downhill. Of course, at the moment, he's out injured at the moment with his thigh injury, but he's keen to get back to training. And what Ralf Rangnick is saying here is, come back into training, show me what you want. You know, show me the best player in the world, because we know that he can be that player. It's just not consistent enough. And where Manchester United fans, I think, are sitting at the moment is, we need a new dawn. You know, it's time for Pogba to go. Or can he turn it around between now and the end of the season? They would keep him all day. Yeah, because that's what I found really interesting. It's like, Pogba, come back, play really well, even if it's not to, to stay here, play really well to get a move away, which I just thought was absolutely incredible for the manager to come out and say.
I love it. I love it, because you have to motivate players in different ways. And do you know what? It doesn't matter what your motivation is if you're going to play well. And he's being honest as well. Like, I'm out of contract at the end of the season. If the club don't want to keep me at the end of it all, even though I've got this consultancy deal, hey, do you know what? I'm a human being. I might want to try and impress somebody else if I get another job.
And I guess his point is he's still going to try. It's not like you stop trying just because my contract is coming.
Absolutely. Everyone's motivated by different things. Some people are motivated by the old-fashioned kind of, badge on the shirt and, the roar of the crowd. Some people see football as a job. Some people get motivated by the money. Some people see it as a job. It doesn't matter. As long as you go out and play well, it doesn't matter. Being a good head coach, being a good manager is knowing how to get the best out of your players. He's not saying anything there that is anti-Paul Pogba. He's just saying, look, it doesn't matter, what the motivation is, as long as we get him back and playing well. And it's the same, he's mentioning other players. It's not just saying Pogba as well. So, exactly what you're saying, Shran. He's being honest, but he's actually being positive as well. Yeah, I mean, the ball is in his court now. It's with Pogba, and you cast your mind back to a year ago now, when Mino Raiola, Paul Pogba's agent, came out and stirred the pot in the press. He's going to be on his way out. At that point, it seemed Paul Pogba wouldn't pull his big boy boots on and go out and play good football, but he did. That game at the start of the season, outstanding, an outstanding football player, the best in the midfield in the Premier League for that day. Not consistent enough, though.